Welcome to If You Even Care. I am so happy to be talking to you right now. You have no idea. You might think that you know. You might think you have an idea, and you could even come close maybe, but you don't actually know. You can't know what you don't know. I'm very happy, very, very happy, more excited than usual to be recording, both because I missed a week and now this one's being posted late, but also because it means that I have power, and I didn't have power for a couple of days. So, and it's going to be an episode of moaning, and I mean moaning in a very like jack a potato British way, because it is like bitching. I just didn't want to say bitching, but it will be. But it's going to be some bitching. It's going to be some moaning, because I just had a week of bullshit, a week of just absolute fucking bullshit. Just a garbage week. Just went to Wildwood, came back, nothing but bullshit. Oh, and do you mind? And do you mind if I complain a little bit? Is that okay? If you even care about what I have to say and what I've been through? And then we'll talk about some other stuff. But we got to get through this part first. And if you skip the complaining, if you skip the moaning, I'll be notified. And then unfortunately, that does mean that you're going to earn one punishment token. So what happens when you get a punishment token? Good question. Once you have one punishment token, you'll have one. The next time that you need to be given a punishment token, well, the rule is that you multiply however many punishment tokens you have by however many you have, which is one, because 1 times 1 is 1. So the second time is more of a slap on the wrist and is more to scare you. The third time, you will receive another punishment token. At that point in time, 2 punishment tokens can be exchanged for a punishment ticket. A punishment ticket gets you a little bit closer, one step closer to the punishment room. You don't want to go in there. You don't want to be in the punishment room. I don't want to have to go in the punishment room. So neither one of us wants that. There are still multiple steps that happen before the punishment room comes into play. It would probably be easier if I just like link a Google Doc to break that all down for you. But what I'm trying to say is like, you don't want that. I don't want that. Okay. None of us want that. There aren't many rules around here, but the one big rule, the main rule, is to follow the other couple of rules. And you're going to want to do that. I don't want to have to give out tokens, you guys. They're really expensive to print, to have made, to have them melted down. It's a whole thing, and it costs me a lot of money. It's not even worth it. This punishment system's not really worth it. It's not really working out. So let's start with Wildwood to kick off the moaning here. Wildwood was fun. I had to switch the days because looking ahead at the weather, every single time we've gone to Wildwood, which has been 4 years in a row, 3 or 4 in a row, I can't remember. They all kind of just bleed into one big trip in my brain. So we've always been lucky to have really beautiful weather. This was the one time where it did not look too good. So I call the place and I'm just hoping that they're going to like either let us change the weekend that we're going or switch around the days and work with us. I get like one of Marge's sisters in The Simpsons. This woman has just straight up smoker voice. I've disturbed her while she's having her coffee, and she's pissed. She's pissed because everybody is trying to move around their dates, and she's going, well, whenever it says that it's going to rain, it never actually rains. Okay? One thing about Wildwood, when it says it's going to rain, it doesn't rain. Wildwood is different than every other place on earth in that way. I've worked customer service my whole life. I've only ever had one job that didn't require working with people directly. So I know from being on both ends of this that you get somebody who's cranky, they're in a bad mood, they're not feeling helpful. Often if you stay not too polite, you reel back the customer service voice a little bit and you just kind of talk to them like a real person, you can usually get through to somebody. Not always, but like often. So I'm like, listen, Pam, because her name is Pam and it's cool because we're girls now. Pam, we've had a family emergency. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I said, I'm sure you have a lot of people that want to move their weekend to the next weekend because that would have been 4th of July. So if you can't do that, then I completely understand. If you can book us for another weekend, that'd be great. If not, maybe we just move our days from Friday to Sunday to Saturday to Monday, because Sunday was the one day that looked like it was going to be a little bit nicer. And she works with me. She goes, yeah, you know what? Let me get in the office. I'll give you a call back. I go, Pam, you were a pleasure. Honestly, take your time, darling. She did take her time, but she did get back to me and she let us change our days over. And on top of that, I'm going to get a little bit of a refund. She says, fuck booking.com. I say, yeah, fuck booking.com. Whatever. Okay. She goes, you book through us directly. I'm just going to give it their old switcheroo. And because it'll be through us, you're going to get a little bit of money back and you can switch the days. The weather does not look like it's clearing up. It still looks like it's going to rain. But if we're going by what Pam said, when it says it's going to rain in Wildwood, it never actually rains. Okay. I feel like that's carved in stone somewhere, you know? So we show up, check in with Pam, and always got to check in with Pam if you're in New Jersey. And she was nothing like what I thought she was going to be like. She sounded the same and she had that same kind of demeanor, but she liked me. And she also looked nothing like I thought she was going to, which I kind of love when that happens. She was a vision. I literally was picturing one of like Marge Simpson's sisters because she kind of sounded like that on the phone. An absolute vision. So, and we hit it off. She's a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn. We're both the oldest in our families. We really got into it. We really got down to the meat and potatoes for those first couple of minutes that I was checking in. She brings up the refund again. She's going to give me some money back. Spoiler, that did not happen, which is fine. Pam, we're good, girl. We're still cool. But that part did not happen. We're planning on doing our usual get drunk, go on the boardwalk kind of thing. That's usually like first night there. That's what we do. I'm the kind of person where when I take a trip anywhere and it's just Wildwood, but like this really applies to any place that I go, I don't really like to organize it too much. I like to have a couple of spots that I know I want to go to, but I like to just be in a place I'm not normally in and just walk around. That's kind of my favorite thing. And that's easier with a place like Wildwood because there is only so much to do and there's like a boardwalk to walk down, just a straight walk. But even if I go to New York, I love just visiting a new area and just walking around. I'll call them Broad City days. And me and Jay, again, Jay goes to a different school, so you guys don't know him, but we would have Broad City days and just park the car wherever the fuck we're going to park it and then just wander around for an entire day after that. That's my kind of thing. I like to go somewhere with people that I know want to have fun and we stim and we tell jokes and we run into weird characters and we make a bunch of memories and we don't even have to spend that much money in the process. I'm really not a I don't know. I've never done a super organized vacation, basically. I don't think that's kind of my thing. I would like to one day. I think if you go to someplace like Europe, it makes more sense to have a pretty detailed list of things that you want to do and where you want to go because you're so out of your element and there are so many like once in a lifetime experiences to have there. But for me, I'm just a memories person and a memory could be made going into the same fucking Chili's, you know, chain restaurant in a different city, in a different state. You just never know. I just like to be in a new environment. So Wildwood is perfect. I turn my brain off and we do a little drunk boardwalk and the weather. See, this is the funny part because when it says it's going to rain in Wildwood, it doesn't rain in Wildwood. So, and Pam would never lie to me. One thing about Pam, being a Capricorn, being from, I forgot where she was from. Sorry. And being the oldest in her family is that she's not a liar. She's a straight shooter. She tells you how it is. But it's funny because it did rain. So I don't know if that was me that brought that upon Wildwood, New Jersey. Just not ideal weather for a beach trip, which is fine because we still made the most of it. But it wasn't a beachy beach trip. It was like, which I'm okay with. When it comes to certain beaches, if I'm in New Jersey, I don't give a fuck about going on the beach. I really don't. The beach is kind of just the setting. It's the scenery. It's the smell of the ocean. It's knowing that I'm by an ocean. It's not really about being in the ocean or even sitting that close to it. I just like to know that it's there. I like to check in on it. It was kind of nice to be on the boardwalk at night with like this strong wind that was coming in because it wasn't cold. It was like warm wind. It felt really nice. But we didn't get to check off as many things as we normally would. And it was definitely different from how other trips have gone. So a little bit cursed, just a little bit. And come back exhausted. Like I'm always tired. Anytime I'm away from home. I honestly have a really hard time being away from home. I had a hard time being away from Biscotti. We had an iPad set up, which I need to just get like a pet camera. But in the meantime, we had the iPad set up on the bed because his spot, he's laying here right now, he's got a little blankie at the end of the bed and that's where he sleeps every night. So the iPad was set up to accept calls, like FaceTime calls. Every time it would answer right away. So I kept calling him from like the first like hour that we got there. I could not stop calling him. And he didn't always pick up. He was busy. He kept going about his usual routine. He had my brother here to watch him, but didn't stop me from calling a lot. I just think I'm not a person who loves traveling. I like it. And I like I was saying, new experiences, seeing new places, but not for too long because I do get very anxious. And that first night, no matter where I am, I always just go, I wish I was home. Every single time, even if I'm having so much fun, even if I'm with everybody that I love and we're all together, Biscotti could have been there and I still would have been like, I do wish I was home though. So I'm home. I'm exhausted. I always feel like I need to like clean everything and just like get myself together after I've been away from home for a bit. We're experiencing a heat wave at this point. So on Friday, it's like just fucking hot and nasty. I hope it hasn't been too bad wherever you guys are because in PA, it's been rough. And now we're like on the other side of it where like it's raining every single day, but oh my God. Like, I think that's probably going to have been the hottest week of the year, or at least I hope so. But we don't even get that hot over here compared to some places. So, Friday, binge watching Outlast. And I'm like, I say out loud, I kind of wish that it would storm just like cool things down. I look at the weather on my phone. I'm like, oh, it's literally storming right now. And I didn't realize. I look outside and the wind is insane. Like the trees on this block are like, they're blowing like crazy. Like I see branches flying. I'm like, how did I not realize this was happening? A few minutes later, there's a massive boom and then the power goes out. So I'm thinking it's just a transformer. And I'm like, okay, the power's going to be back on in a couple of minutes. Storm dies down. Power doesn't come back on. I'm looking around the block. Across the street, they have power. To my left and my right, they have power. Go and look in the backyard. Just seeing, if the neighbors behind us have power, like what the fuck is going on. A tree fell from 2 homes down, and the biggest, meatiest part of this tree fell in my backyard, taking down the power lines with it. I actually, I've never been in a situation like that. I was like, I don't even know, who do you call for this? Like the fire department or like, what are you supposed to do? Turns out you're supposed to call the electrical company, who I did end up calling. And they're like, 11,000 people are out of power right now. Right. Fair. I understand that. But do 11,000 people have a tree lying on their power lines? Riddle me that. No. Also, the fence is like fucked on both sides, but I don't care. I rent, and this place where I rent from, when we first moved in, there was a gate blocking off our backyard. For some reason, a few weeks later, after we move in, their maintenance people come by and remove the gate. Was the gate a little bit fucked up? Yeah, but it was still a gate. They just removed it. So I called them and I said, hey, are you guys going to replace the gate? Just wondering, it's kind of like a safety thing. And they say, no, but if you want to, you can. Oh boy. Wait, really? Okay, perfect. No, because I have so many ideas for a new gate. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? And then even if I did do that, I'm taking that gate with me. I'm not leaving that shit here. I move out, I'm taking the gate. You can replace it if you want. Can I? Thank you so much. So now the fence is fucked, and I don't know, because I don't even know if my landlord's going to be the one to replace it, because a little stingy around here. Electrical company tells me that they're going to be there by 11 p.m. Perfect. Okay, that's only a couple of hours, whatever. When it's done raining, it gets hot as fuck. This is where the heat wave begins, was from like this point on for the rest of the weekend. I'm like, you know what? A couple of hours in the dark. I've got some candles. I've got a Pop-Tart in the freezer. I can make do, and I can work with this. I have a strong feeling though that they're not going to come that night, but I'm trying not to say that out loud and like put negativity out there, because maybe they will. I just feel like it's not helpful to be like, they're not going to come or whatever. I'm trying to just think positively, or at least if I can't do that, not speak negatively. That first night, nobody shows up. Okay, fine. It's been delayed. I get a text that it's been delayed. They're going to come tomorrow by 11 p.m. again. Pretty big window of time. Whatever. I kind of already braced myself for this reality. Sleeping in the heat that first night felt like when you have a really bad fever and you're just kind of out of it, like you're just having this sticky sleep. I feel so guilty even complaining about this, to be honest, because I am, and I was actively thinking about like, oh my God, there are people who don't have AC, who are stuck in even worse heat. There are people who are unhomed and they're stuck outside in this fucking heat. And it was making me feel like I was losing my mind already. But it's also that, you know, my life has never been peaches and cream, but I've always had peaches. One thing I've always had is peaches. And here and there, I would get a lick of cream. But it's never been a big old bowl of peaches and cream. So when I scrape together my coins, you know, and every month I lift up the couch cushions and I dig for pennies, and I'm shaking nerds by the ankles until, you know, coins fall out of their pockets, and I'm gathering all my change, all my money from sitting on my computer and doing my stupid little job, and I manage to pay that electricity bill, which is hefty. I expect electricity. And then when I don't have that electricity, it makes me feel like I'm losing my mind. It makes me feel like a Looney Tune. I feel like I'm walking around with like a pie bomb. I do. I actually feel crazy. I'm walking around with a pie bomb, and I really hope that there isn't a rake on the floor somewhere I'm going to step on. It's going to hit me in the face because I can't see because it's dark. I'm running around with a pie bomb and my shoelaces are untied. And I'm seconds from a grand piano falling on my head. That's how I feel. In 100-degree weather when I have a cat, which was my main concern. So that first night trying to sleep through the heat, I kept waking up every couple of hours from discomfort, but also checking on Biscotti, who had the best setup that I could possibly do. I made sure that he was comfortable. He's by an open window. I've got like ice packs around him and like ice near him. He's got cool water. He's got ramekins of water in every corner of this house, and water added to his food. I don't do dry food around here because I'm so scared of everything that happens to cats and their health when they don't have enough water. So he gets overwatered. But I'm still waking up because I keep thinking about like, oh my God, my cat is going to fucking overheat. It was just rough, but I'm holding out hope that, okay, they couldn't get to us today. They have to do public spaces first. Whatever. I get it. Day 2, hotter. It's hotter. It's so fucking hot. It's so hot. Everything is spoiled in the fridge. You know, I tried to save what I could and bring it to my mother's house. So some stuff got saved, but I know I'm going to have to just like buy out a new fridge full of food. Just trying to like not complain out loud. In fact, this right now, and I'm so sorry to do this to you because this is the most complaining I'm allowing myself to do, is to like retell all of this to somebody, because I wouldn't let myself do too much of it in the moment. It just felt like I was going to make it so much worse. And then I was going to, if I really got into a negative headspace, it was just going to make it more difficult to like grin and bear it. Because in reality, I went 3 days without power during the heat wave. So the whole heat wave. But like, if I had known from the start that it was going to be 3 days, I can put my head down and I can deal with it, to be honest. Like, I mean, obviously, like, what is the other option? To perish? Of course I was going to be able to get through it. But it's like, if I had known that that was going to be the case, I would have just said, oh, it is what it is. But the second day, same thing. It's like I'm holding out hope that they're going to come and fix this at some point. The people who the tree was in their yard came by day drunk, we're pretty sure. And they're always kind of day drunk. They come by, they start hacking away at the tree. They take it out of the yard. It's all gone except for a couple of branches that were lying on the power lines. Those guys worked their asses off. And if they had to get day drunk to get the job done, whatever. Don't care. They said, hey, that was our tree. Let me get rid of it. And they did it. And they did it pretty quickly too. So all I needed these guys to do was come by and reattach my shit. So, I feel like as the day is going on, they're going to delay it again. And they do. I've called twice at this point. The first person that I got was falling asleep on the phone with me. You're so real for that. Just need you to lock in for a second here. I just need more information about what's going on. He just tells me the same thing as the text that I got. You know, it says they're going to be there by 11 p.m. Whatever. Second day, I call again. I got one of those people who kind of sounds like they were one of the AI operators, because even though they kind of sound like a real person too, it was weird. But it was like every time I would go to speak, if I would kind of overlap them, my nice way of saying cut them off, they would stop speaking like immediately, which made me feel like it was AI. But then some of their responses were kind of unprofessional. So I was like, if you guys are paying for this, you need to upgrade your model, because what is happening? That's not helpful. I get read the same fucking text again. Now we're on day 3. The only reason that I'm still hanging out here is because I keep thinking my power is going to come back on, and I need to keep an eye on my cat. I call again. I get a woman. Thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, happy day. I get a fucking woman on the phone, and they sound like a real person, and she's talking to me like a real person. I'm like, listen, my neighbors have kids. We've got animals in this house. Also, the second the power went out, the first thing I hear from upstairs, I hear, like, the power goes out, boom. And then I hear a dog, a baby, and then a cat. All like a symphony of sounds. It was like all of everything that could react did react, all kind of like one after another. It was perfect. It was kind of beautiful. It was like, oh my God, like, and I may not be their biggest fan, but that's fucked up. You've got kids and you've got animals in that apartment, and we need our shit back on. And they weren't getting any answers, I guess, either. So I'm like, please, I know that you're supposed to tell me that it's by 11 p.m. Can you just give me more information? Like, I need to know something. She's like, okay, let me, call whoever she needs to call and find out. She tells me that this whole time they had come by to check it out. And they said that the point of connection, I think that's what it was called, whatever connects the wires to the house, was ripped out when the tree fell. And that's on us and our landlord to fix. So until that's fixed, they're not going to be able to turn the power back on and do their thing. Nobody told me that. I've called twice at this point. So was it a letter? Carrier pigeon? Maybe didn't survive the heat? I don't know. But how is that message going to get to me if I didn't get you, this exact person, this woman on the phone, who is the first real awake person that I've been able to get in contact with? I have no idea. And she doesn't know either. She doesn't have answers. So, I had to wait for like the emergency maintenance guy to get in contact with us. He's confused because he's like, this is not my job. They're supposed to fix this. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I don't even know how to respond to that. Like, I don't really know what to say about any of it anymore. So can you do anything? He's like, I'll see if I can get you temporary power. Question mark. Like, I don't even know what that means. I'm not even in a place at this point where I can ask questions. It's so hot that talking is like making me feel like I'm going to catch fire. In hindsight, I feel like I'm being such a baby about this, but this is really how I felt in the moment. That's really how hot it was. It's like one of those things where as you get farther away from it, you're like, was I overreacting? But this is how I felt at the time. So I don't think so. I think it was just really that miserable, and it was just going on for so long. And I work from home. So I was like, I'm not going to get paid if I can't fucking work. And it's getting closer and closer to Monday. I get another text from the electric company being like, we're going to be there by 11 p.m. I've heard that one before. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a real good one. 11 p.m. Sure. They're going to be there by 11 p.m. I'm in a grocery outlet losing my motherfucking mind, trying to figure out if I should be buying like an air mattress to bring it over to my mom's and bring Biscotti over there and, try to work out of their spare room, which doesn't have AC, but they have power at least. Maybe I can bring my air conditioner over. I'm trying to prepare for days without power. And grocery outlet, we'll get to grocery outlet in a little bit. I've got some things to say about grocery outlet, but it's basically one of those stores where you go in and it's like everything is like fucking blueberry scented, limited edition, Wednesday season 2. Like everything is just whatever left over. Really great deals there though. You can save a lot of money by going into grocery outlet and getting lucky on the right day. But I'm just like, it's the closest place. I'm like, I need to get supplies. I need to put some food and water and shit on ice and figure something out. Like I have not prepared for days without power, and I'm going to have to do that now. And also prepare for another night of possibly sleeping in this heat. So considering how cheap it is, I spent a lot of money there. I don't even really know on what. I feel like I blacked out. On the way back to the apartment, I get a text that a crew has been assigned to me and they're going to fix the electricity. How is that? So how is that possible if my landlord needs to have the point of connection fixed for you guys to do that? I don't care anymore. I think that those two guys from next door, if they were like, hey, I've had 3 Coors Lights and I'm willing to get on a ladder and see what I can do, I would go, I will give you $200 right now. If you can make that happen, please. I'll pay you just to get on the ladder and look at it. Whatever you have to do. So I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about what's happening. Nobody talk to me anymore. Somebody come and fix it. Nobody's allowed to speak to me now. So that's done. And everybody's lost that privilege. And it is a privilege. No more talking to me. I pull up to the apartment. They're there and they're fixing it. And they're all like, yeah, hey, your power's going to be on in a couple minutes. Like, woo. Like, I don't know if you're trying to keep your spirits high. I'm pretty upset with you boys right now. I'm going to keep that to myself. They're literally like, oh, don't worry. It's just us. It's not the police. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Still thinking about that. What did you mean by that? Because they said that to Jay, who is a black man. He came out to see what they were doing, make sure they were fixing our power lines, not just the neighbors who's, I guess, were tangled up in ours, and they both got pulled down. And they go, whoa, it's just us. Don't worry, it's not the police. What do you mean by that? Anyway, I'm like, is it because they're making kind of like a banging noise? So it sounded like they were banging on the door or something. I don't know. Get off. Hurry up. Get the fuck out of here, please. The power comes back on. I'm like so relieved. And now I'm really like, I was like, it's like when you can't breathe out of your nose when you have a really bad cold and you're like, I'm never taking it for granted again. I still feel like that days later. I still feel like, man, it feels good to flip on a light switch. I'm also looking at all the stuff that I just bought at grocery outlet in a crisis, in like the wrong headspace, in a position you never want to be in a grocery outlet. You need to go into a grocery outlet. You've got a mission. You kind of know what you're there for. Otherwise, you're going to get lost in the sauce. And the sauce is going to be pomegranate flavored. It's going to be Dubai chocolate flavored sauce. Okay? Spicy chili crisp sauce with a little bit of Hidden Valley Ranch. You really got to stay focused on your mission when you're in there. I was not. I'm looking at what I bought. What the fuck? I thought I was going to survive off of what, like garlic parmesan goldfish and raspberry and peanut butter Smuckers. And like, I didn't go in there goal oriented. I just said, I don't know what box has like pink on it or blue or like a color that means something to me. What sparks joy right now? So I spent a lot of money on stupid shit. And then I had no real groceries in the house for those first couple days. And I refused to buy them until I went through all of my grocery outlet garbage, which I did. I got to the bottom of it. I got to the bottom of a box of Pop-Tarts I don't want to talk about. Started this with Pop-Tarts, ended it with Pop-Tarts. Started this with a delicious pack of frozen ice cream sundae Pop-Tarts. A little treat that was left over from Wildwood. Ended it with, I don't even know what that was. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't know. And this part, I hate to throw it back on you. This one's on you. It's on me. It's on all of us. 4th of July weekend passed. Not that I necessarily will celebrate 4th of July. What it's about for me, what 4th of July weekend is about for me, is having a really burnt hot dog. And that didn't happen. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty fucking nuts. If I were to make like a list of things I need to make my summer complete, you know, how you used to do as a kid. You used to make a list of like, this is what I'm going to do this summer. It's got to be up there 1, 2, or 3. Burnt hot dog. You would think that it's easy to come across a burnt hot dog. I'm finding that people don't barbecue the way they used to. When I was a kid, it was easy to stumble upon a barbecue. I don't know. Are we not buying grills anymore? Is this just unique to me? Or maybe everybody else isn't having this problem? Because I haven't bought a grill, so I'm part of the issue. Why are we not grilling? I have had a pasta salad recipe saved on Instagram for like probably 9 months in anticipation of the day that I'm going to a barbecue to have that burnt hot dog. And I think that maybe in the state that I was in, I didn't deserve the burnt hot dog, because I think if I had to explain to somebody, if I said, hey, I want that the most burnt dog on the grill, don't throw that one out, that one's for me. And they would go, you're going to eat that? I actually think I would throw myself on the grill and start rotating. I don't have to explain my hot dog choices to you. Yes, I'm going to eat that. Yes, I know it's not good for me. I want it burnt. I don't care. That's summer to me. That's summer to me, and I don't want to have to explain it. So maybe I wasn't in the right space for a hot dog, because it happens to me every time somebody goes, wow, you really like it burnt. Yeah. And now I'm on the grill. And now I'm throwing my body onto the grill. And I won't get up. Everyone is screaming and I don't care. That's just the kind of attention that I need. If you're going to give me that kind of attention, let's ramp it up. Now I'm on the grill. Talk about my burnt hot dog. And I've always been like this. Burn my shit. When I say burn it, I mean, you know what that means. It doesn't mean bring me a fucking hockey puck, like it's a cartoon. No, you know that I mean char it. I want it charred all the way around. Just let it sit. Let it simmer on the grill for a bit. I'll know when it's ready. It doesn't even require anything on your part. Just let that dog sit. So yeah, maybe I wasn't in the right kind of headspace to be at a barbecue, but it still came and went. And no hot dog acquired. Also, something that I took away from my Wildwood experience, you go into those stores on the boardwalk and you're going to see some bullshit blind boxes. That's always the case. There's always just a bunch of garbage around. A lot of Trump shirts. Actually, I said I feel like we're going to see a lot of Kirk shirts, and there really weren't any, which was very shocking. But you're just going to see a lot of bullshit, a lot of garbage, a lot of landfill in those stores. The blind box, rip-offs, the knockoff blind boxes have just gotten lazy. They're not trying even a little bit. It's like they used to make, you could get duped into buying a fake Labubu or Sunny Angel or whatever it was. And it was you would kind of have to go on Reddit and ask is this part supposed to be holographic, or compare photos or something, because it would be something is shiny that shouldn't be, or there's some kind of text missing. It was little things. So I've gotten duped before. I've gotten a lafufu, and thought that I was buying the real thing. They're not even trying, and they are charging more than what Sunny Angels and shit are even worth. So it's the nerve of it. And it's you could say, yeah, maybe they're targeting children and their parents who wouldn't know any better. The problem with that is that people have phones. They have phones and social media, and they've probably seen a Sunny Angel at some point, and they probably would go, I'm pretty sure that these weren't called little Sunny Boo Boo girls or whatever. I feel like this was not called a La Blue Blue. I just have a feeling that that's not what it was called. Some of them were just a slap in the face. Just, you have to think people are so dumb to even produce this, to even bother to put it inside of the box that you put it in. Halt production, you should have in the first place, because there's no way that the conditions that the people who are making these things are in, they have to be inhumane. They have to be. All the places that these things are coming from, they have to be the worst working conditions a person could be in. Crazy fucking overtime, just being paid, nickels and dimes to make something that just says big baby head to look nothing like a Sunny Angel. They're not even trying to dupe us anymore. They don't even want to trick us. They're yeah, this is some fucking stupid garbage bullshit. That's what it is. That's what the name says. Stupid garbage bullshit. Oh, you don't want a little stupid garbage bullshit? It's like a sunny angel if it was like, dropped into a vat of acid. You don't want that. But we made thousands of them. But we've made so many. Come on now. You have to at least try. Because if you're trying to fool people, give them the benefit of the doubt that they know what these things look like, that they could Google it if they really wanted to, and they'd be like, wow, that's not even fucking close. They've given up. And nobody's buying them. They're fully in stock. The thing that was being sold out the most were the fake Nidos. I've never had a Nido. I'm kind of curious about them. Kind of want one. I work from home. I feel like sometimes I get fidgety at my desk. I kind of want a Nido, but I don't understand why. I guess I don't get the Nido culture, like why certain ones are so like they're going crazy over them. Just like I don't get the dumpling thing. The dumplings are kind of cute, but they're not like lining up outside of a store cute. But there are probably people that looked at all the blind boxes when blind boxes started really becoming popular, and they said the same thing about all of them. I just feel like a dumpling? I don't know. Because the special dumpling isn't even cute to me. They must feel really good. That's the only thing I can think. The one I know that's worth the hype is the big cheese. I felt the big cheese squishy. That's the real deal. That's good shit right there. The dumpling doesn't look like it would even be that fun to play with. I could be completely missing something. I could be missing out. Maybe it really is just the joy of like getting the color that you wanted. And that's enough. Because it's what it is with everything else. With getting a sunny angel, it's like, wow, this one has my favorite piece of fruit on their head. And it really is that simple. But halt production, we've made enough forever. Forever, for the rest of life, enough fake blind boxes have been made. We don't need any more. I was thinking about this when I was talking about the grocery outlet, but I saw a video this week of a woman. It's like her friend, their husbands, and their kids staying at some place in the mountains. And they try to place like a Sam's Club order for a bunch of groceries for like the next couple of days that they're going to be staying wherever they are. And the order keeps falling through. Nobody will bring them their stuff. So they have to go into a local grocery store, like a small grocery store, and food shop for themselves. And the whole time, the commentary that they're making, I'll put the video in because I hate when people reference something and then I have to go and fucking search for it. But the comments that they're making are like, oh my God, wait. No, she's literally going to kill me for bringing her in here. What is this? No, actually, I'm scared. Like, what is this? Like, what is going on? Like, we're literally in a simulation, like, about grocery shopping in this store.
Sam's Club canceled our order 3 different times, so we are in this teeny tiny little town in the mountains, and we're going to try and hopefully get all of our groceries for the next 4 days. We don't even have a cart? This is a simulation. Oh shit. I'm just sitting here laughing. I'm just sitting here laughing. Their fruit does not look good. Like all their fruit looks bad. I just looked at Lauren, she's like, I'm stressed out. I'm like, low-key, we should just order out because this is crazy. I feel like I'm in a simulation right now for my 4-year-olds. This is crazy.
I feel like what she was trying to get across was that like they have like nothing, or that they don't have like a lot of options. The fruits and vegetables are bad. Like, what are they going to do? And then in reality, it's like they're just in a grocery store that some people need to go into and buy groceries from to survive and live where they live. Just one of those things where it's like, what did you think the reaction was going to be when you posted this? The thing that I find myself saying the most in these episodes, whenever I'm talking about, you know, like the James Charles thing, where it's like, you're just so fucking out of touch. You can't even sit for a second and think about what the reaction to this might be. Or did you want it to just reach a certain amount of people? In this case, there's no way that's possible because she's an influencer and she posts all the time. This is your job, and you couldn't even think for a moment about like what it might come across as, that you're shopping in someone's regular grocery store. You can't find your specific brand, so everything is a fucking simulation. The simulation jokes probably getting under my skin the most. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You can't just read things online, like jokes that people use online, and then like try to squeeze them into anything that you can. What about a grocery store is a simulation? That's like the fucking NPC shit. It's like, it's been used so many times now. I can't find any humor in it. Everybody's an NPC just because you're the guy who ran around a store with a JBL speaker clipped onto your jeans, playing fart noises or whatever. Everybody in the store is an NPC. It's gone too far. It's not funny. Say new things. Say something new. Some people are thankful, especially in like an area like this where it's like the mountains, to have a grocery store at all within like driving range of them, like reasonable range. So it's just crazy to me that she would post that to make it in the first place, and to keep like, she's going back and forth between her and her friend. This one's gonna kill me. this one's gonna kill my ass for making her come in here and look at the food with me. She's actually, guys, she's pissed at me. I'm literally so scared right now. I'm shaking. There's a fly on one of the apples. Like that kind of shit. I'm sentencing her to 5 years of shopping strictly at grocery outlet. She's going to think that it's a punishment. It's really not. It's just, you need to be humbled. A lesson needs to be learned here. And she'll be put on one of those child leashes, the like backpack thing with the leash on it until, you know, we know that you can behave. You are allowed to say what the fuck in a grocery outlet, but only up to 3 times. After that, the employees are legally allowed to take you down with an Oreo-themed tranquilizer gun. She's going to walk in, see a box of limited edition honey barbecue Fruity Pebbles, and probably start crying. But the thing is that right next to the Fruity Pebbles is a $2 box of Captain Crunch with berries. And that's what it's about. Okay? That's what it's all about. You think that you're in a simulation in this grocery store? You're about to feel like you just got dropped into Code Lyoko, girl. So brace yourself. To go into a store full of people who are actively shopping there, just regular grocery shopping, and to be walking around recording yourself, shrieking about it, and calling it a simulation just because they don't have a selection of food that you care for. Don't you think that maybe you kind of like, people might be looking at you going, she is not real. That motherfucker is not real. Like, what do you do? What does this look like to another person? That you're just walking around recording yourself grocery shopping and like having a panic attack about it, or like trying to find humor in how shitty the grocery store is. It's like, and it's not, it doesn't look like a grocery outlet. Again, you can say what the fuck in a grocery outlet up to 3 times. But even then it's like, okay, but if you look with your eyes, you know, and you don't just go and dart around to every brightly colored box, because that's most of what it is, you'll actually find decent stuff. I really always go back to like, how did you want people to react to this? What did you think that they were going to have to say about it? Wow. I cannot believe you are making do Anyway, thank you for letting me vent here. Thank you for being here at all. It means everything to me. And back to regularly scheduled programming. So I will talk to you again on Monday. And then this is going to be the end of the episode.